This idea came up in my last video where I talk about potential, and I kind of explored it over the week, thought about it, spoke with some people, not necessarily about this, but they influenced me on it. And thinking about your past potential can be dangerous. And what I mean by past potential is when you think about something you could have done in the past that would have made your life better. It's kind of like fantasizing. And I used to do it all the time. And sometimes I still fall in the trap of doing it. But let me give you some background on this. So I went to college for computer science and physics. I ended up with a computer science degree, and I thought I would be making tons of money right now just coding. Um, and in the past, I was really upset that I didn't take the path towards being better at coding and focusing on the career side. And I'm not going to go into all the details right now of why that happened. And I know how I could go down that path if I wanted to now. But the path that I did end up going down, the path that I'm on right now, was actually the right choice. So, to give you some background on what all happened, so during my studies, I worked at a game store. I'm a nerd. You should get that from someone who studied computer science and physics. But I was a cook for the restaurant side of the business. And it was a small business, so I actually got to meet with the owner of the business. He was in the store all the time working. He works all the time still. And I met him a few times before I actually worked there when I just came in to play games with my friends. And I learned quite a bit from the owner itself. And fast forward a few years, I graduated with my computer science degree and was working as a software engineer. I lost my job during COVID and was looking for work, so I reached back out to the game store owner. I got a job as a warehouse worker now. You know, the company had grown a bit since I last worked there, and now they were shipping out games. And I thought that I would get back into software engineering and that this would just be a part time deal. Um, I was just going back to work for something to do, make a little money, and then I would continue to look for work on the side. And the owner was down to let me work there, and he would even help me look for a job. But as I worked more and more and gained more responsibilities, I kind of stopped looking for a job, so to speak. I was spending so much time working um, and had a lot more responsibilities. I still thought in the back of my head that I wanted to go and back into computer science, but I was just so busy with this, and I was like, I'll just work on this for a bit. And, people need my help right now. So, and I was learning a lot of different skills about running a small business. I saw when I first started working there on the front end side of being a cook and seeing the front end. And then as I worked in the warehouse, I kind of saw the back end and shipping and all this other stuff that happens. Like, it's actually pretty simple scenario. People come to a website, they buy something, you ship it out. It was really easy to see how I could start a business that did almost the exact same thing. Not necessarily games, but just having a product and shipping it out. I could see the whole process, before, which was a black box to me, but now I could see what it was. I could see the operations of the small business. And now, fast forward to today, and the owner of the business is actually my mentor now. He's teaching me how to run a small business and teaching me more business skills every day. He supports me working on this business and doing my own business, and he'll support me along the way if anything. If I need to do any shipping of any products, he says that I could use the warehouse. It's great. And now I work with influencers for our business brand, and some of these influencers have actually become my friends. I talk to them quite often, every week, um, and they'll probably be the first ones to watch these videos. Hello, you probably are watching this video. Um, and these influencers are pushing me so hard on this YouTube channel. They are giving me so much support, and I think they actually may end up being part of the business at some point, maybe. I don't know, but they're really supportive, and it's why I've been being able to put out so much work. It's been some motivation, at the right time of having a lot of drive. So it's kind of like everything's lining up. But, anyways, that's my story. And so, in the end, I actually ended up making a better choice, even though years ago I didn't know it. And it kind of shows you that you don't know what's going to happen until it happens. If I was slightly more dialed in earlier and would have went and got a computer job, I would have been on a different path. And I may not be making the videos that I am today and the videos that I'll make in the future and the impact that I'll have in the future. My life could have been completely different. And I'm not saying that's necessarily good or bad. It could be either way. But I'm happy with where I am right now and happy that I'm going down the path that I am. So that's good. So if you're watching this and you're worried that you didn't do enough in the past, know that pushing on can still lead you to great places. One door closing does not mean that all doors close, and one door closing may mean that one door opens, so to speak, like this, because I didn't go back into software engineering. The door opened for this. I kept learning business skills. I was more encouraged to be able to, start a business, and I met influencers who have a lot of skills that are going to be related to things I'm working on, and they're my friends now. So, thanks for listening to my story. I'm working hard on trying to get the sleep guide video that I mentioned in the last video. I spent the last 5 out of 6 days just doing research for that video, and I hope to have it done by next week. And with that, let's go out and improve ourselves.